Workers' compensation insurance for the technology industries, which is a fairly broad spectrum, isn't as straightforward as you would think. We're going to explain why and give you a solution. Hi, Ryan Hanley here, founder of Rogue Risk, where we do insurance differently, specifically by giving you knowledge and information to make the right insurance decision. Now, when it comes to the technology industry, oftentimes the feedback that I get from new clients is that they thought it would be straightforward, right? And with tech, it's just not. It's one, it's never straightforward, and two, that's because most likely your business is fairly dynamic. You mostly have people in office, out of office. You most likely have remote workers. You have workers outside of the country, spread throughout the United States potentially. You may have people that are actually manufacturing things. You may have programmers. You may have inside and outside sales individuals, customer service. You may have executive leadership, board members. I have a couple technology clients that actually deliver hard products, so they have an actual auto fleet. I have others that rent auto fleets, and there's some dynamics there, and all of it leads to what can be a lot of errors, both in how the policy is originally set up. There can be gaps in the audit process, which leads to big bills at the end of the year. I've picked up some new clients because of penalties, companies getting penalties for simply just not covering entire classes of business because they didn't understand that, say, in certain states you can cut sales professionals out of certain class codes and others you can't. And all of this leads to what the solution is, right? The solution is you need someone who can walk you through this process. And, to a certain extent, that probably sounds self-serving. I don't mean it to be, because I'm not saying that you need to choose Rogue Risk. We are workers' compensation specialists, is what we do. That's why I'm creating the video. But find someone who you trust, who will sit down with you, whether virtually or physically, and will walk you through and ask you the questions of not only how to properly set up your workers' compensation policy, but how to put the processes and procedures in place to make sure that you're pushing your comp premiums down to the legal minimum. And that's a whole nother video that I won't do. But what I want you to understand is that your comp is most likely fairly dynamic and complex, maybe more than most classes. Maybe contractors and like straight manufacturers would be the only other industries that have more complex or as complex of workers' comp programs. So take your time with it, set it up right, because it's like a poorly set up workers' compensation program is like a ticking time bomb. All of a sudden, one of these years, you're going to get that audit, and if you didn't do the right things, if you didn't tick the right boxes, if the right people aren't covered, they can go back in time and they can pull premium out and force you to pay a larger bill than you could have ever expected. And that is what we absolutely want to avoid. So if this feels like the type of relationship that would work for you or something you're interested in, give us a call, 518-960-6600. You can text that number, love text. You can also visit us online at roguerisk.com, or I'm sure there's a button or a form somewhere around this video that allow you to contact us. Whichever way you choose, we look forward to working with you.